So today we're learning about the rainforest mind. This is from ACA, which is an organization, Adult Children of Alcoholics. But actually, it's not only for alcoholics, it's for anyone who had dysfunction in their family, adult children of dysfunctional family. And these are questions, so it's a mindfulness exercise. Do your sensitivities run amok? Are you flummoxed by your multitudes? Do people tell you to lower your standards when you wish they'd raised theirs? Do you wonder how people miss what's so obvious to you? Do you worry regularly that you're not as smart as everyone says you are, or you hide your intelligence under the sofa with the dust mites? Do you worry about the meaning of life, the future of the planet, the nature of reality, and how to contribute to creating a peaceful world? Do you worry incessantly about your worrying? Do you find simple things to be difficult and complex things easy? Have you found it impossible to find someone who wants to dive as deeply into the nuances of, for example, books as you do, or whatever it is? Do people tell you to stop overthinking when you wish they would stop underthinking? Are you soothed by your conversations with trees and rivers and birds? Are you spooked by the accuracy of your premonitions? Are you searching for the person who can keep up with you, maybe even surpass you? Is your big, soft, lonely heart breaking on a regular basis? Were you accused of being a know-it-all in school and you were really a want-to-know-it-all? Do you wince when the word gifted is applied to you because you know how much you don't know? You know people who are smarter and you care deeply about equality, equity, and justice. Shawn, sheshn, Hashmatpour says, how do we get from self-doubt to alignment? We do have to identify patterns and root causes. This creates space for growth. We shift our perception, and then we can do the inner work that brings the outer results. In Chovos, halevovos, Gate 1, Chapter 7, it talks about how the cause of the four elements are found to be two, matter and form. The cause of the first two is less. The cause of these two is less, so that means there's one cause. The cause is the Creator's will, and there's no number less than two except one, so the Creator is one. The philosopher Aristotle already said the general types are 10, which we call etzem, kama, eich, mitzatzef, mitzafef, ona, matai, matzav, kinyan, pe'el, and ifal. And then there are 10 types of 5, which is fire, air, water, and earth, the four elements, and motion. In therapy, I learned in therapy about the religious black and white thinking. Don't have a grudge, don't revenge, don't retaliate. And so it's scary sometimes to accept when we actually feel vengeful or resentment against someone. Nuance-based healthiness is actually a lot about recognizing rather than categorizing. It's about advocacy, whether you do it with love and respect or humor or a self-worth style, or if you're just being clear about expectations or clear boundaries. And then there's, of course, the belief of how I want and deserve to be treated, because I value the relationship, and so how to move through the world, teaching others what's important to us and feeling important to each other. Us meaning each one individually to each other person. The mother bird shelters others under its wings. It's like a childhood training that I had to shelter and hold others, to be used as a problem solver and be composed and not vulnerable, rather than be also held, sheltered, and under in the wings. Managing chaos as type A, an order maker, versus the natural harmonic balance, the order that will occur eventually by default without my involvement. Trusting others will learn to fly, even despite my fears or their fears, lazinesses, whether mine or theirs, instead of giving away what's precious. Because if I reserve the spot under the wings, the refuge, the belonging, instead of automatically being the bigger person and as an angle of approach, I can actually let it become a really safe place, because not just everybody could go in and push someone else out, God forbid. I also remember I was writing at the time that I wrote this, it's in the last 6 months, that I wasn't yet fully feeling like I had grieved that my mother and father couldn't give me the underwings, to be in their wings, the safe space to do so that there was still like a leftover victim identity I had, where I felt guilty if I didn't give that space to others, anyone who wants it, because I was thinking how bad it felt not to get it. And then there's some stuff from Sanskrit, which is the Indian old language. It's actually online. It's not by a specific source. You could research it. The word siddha is kind of like, there's a few ways to see the powers. There's this word siddha, and whether it's in Jainism, Hinduism, or Tantra. And basically there's different powers. And I'm using the Indian words, but what my point here really is how we can like break through, breaking, not just breaking through, it's finding refuge, finding the calm in the chaos. It's really about finding the calm in the chaos. And somebody can create the calm. It's like a miracle. And I wanted to, and we can transform, we can be miraculous. So there's a few types of powers. I just thought it was interesting. Vasitva, which is the power to control or dominate the minds and wills of others. There are some people who people believe have the power to do that. Anima, the ability to shrink oneself to the size of an atom, to fit through, basically. You would say that person could become invisible or go through the wall, right? They're able to pass through atoms. Then we have Mahima, the power to enlarge one's body to an immense size. We have Garima, the power to become infinitely heavy, immovable. Lagima is the power to become extremely light, almost weightless. Prapti is the ability to acquire and reach anything desired. Prakamya is the ability to fulfill any desire, and to fulfill any desire or have someone's wishes instantly materialize. And Isitva, the power of absolute lordship, the power of creation, including over nature. Another thing from Shawn, sheshn, Hashmatpour is, and he's a coach, is that when we uncover our limits, we can then build our confidence. And this is how we can open up in our lives, balancing our power and our vulnerability and living without holding back. Leah Lund, the healer, she says, how do we do this restoration to our original wholeness? So we're finding this like restoration, calm, and refuge, right? So she talks about how there's physical symptom or disease. This is when the entire system of the body's balanced. Balance or imbalance, right? Then we have emotional root. This is a thought or belief that elicits on an emotion, and the emotion is like an instruction to the body. And that instruction gets memorized and put on auto repeat. So we have to release these things that we're like automatically running in the background. Then there's two more layers. There's vibrational frequency, which is the energy of what has not been processed, and the trauma work we have not been able to use for the lower frequencies that might ruminate in the body. And they are not logical or intellectual, and these also create the life experience we have on the outside. And of course, we have core perception of ourself, of our abilities, of the divine oneness, of the power of Source's miracles every day, and the permission to relax. I give myself permission to relax, to let go, to trust and receive that I'm infinitely safe, loved, worthy, and limitless. I'm safe, I'm loved infinitely, I am infinitely worthy and limitless. The knowledge I'm a soul, that I'm an individual spark of the infinite field of light, that my true vibration is aligned to the one true sacred unity reality. And I think we'll stop there, and I will wish you a good evening. All right, bye.